All right, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the meeting to order. My name is Mark Walsh. I'm the Secretary Treasurer for the school district. And so welcome to the annual general meeting of the board, and the only time you will see the Secretary Treasurer sitting in the hot seat of the chair. So I'd like to call the meeting to order, and with great respect and humility, we'd like to acknowledge and honor the lands of the Snuneymuxw people. The Snuneymuxw people maintain the profound, unique, and spiritual connection to the land, ageless traditions, teachings, stewardship, and expressions of reciprocity. Also like to recognize that some of us and the children we serve are also on the Stabinus and the Stanawis territory as well. So this evening, as part of our annual general meeting, I would like to take an opportunity to introduce members of staff and our board who are here this evening. So first of all, our superintendent, Scott Saywell. Our deputy superintendent, Tim Davey. Zayed Merchant, our director of information technology. Dale Burgos, our Director of Communications, and Karen Matthews, our Manager of Administrative Services and the Executive Assistant to the Board. And our Board of Education present this evening, we have Charlene McKay, Tanya Brozovich, Stephanie Higginson, Greg Keller, Chantel O'Neill, Bill Robinson, Jessica Stanley, and Elaine Wilkinson, and you will note that that number is one less than it normally would be, as we will be having a trustee by-election on January the 15th, and our nomination period for becoming a trustee is open as we speak. So to start off, I'm seeking a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Trustee McKay, seconded by Trustee Stanley. Trustee McKay, would you like to motivate the motion? All right. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, could I please have anyone that is against the motion? The agenda is adopted unanimously. So this evening, the purpose of this evening is for the board to choose chair, vice chair, and a number of other positions to represent the board through the next year leading up to this final year, but prior to the general election. So tonight we want to explain a little bit about what's about to happen. So tonight there will be voting, we anticipate at least, on various positions. And so tonight it'll be conducted using the district's Microsoft Forms online platform. This allows each trustee to cast a single electronic, anonymous, and secure ballot per each position. And so essentially is the same as doing it in paper, but we are doing it electronically. Our deputy, Mr. Davey, our deputy superintendent, and Mr. Merchant, director of information technology, will act as the scrutineers. Tim and Zayed will both tally the ballots and in each vote, and then Tim will advise me for the first vote, if indeed there's a vote for chair, and then after that, when the chair does take, the new chair does take over, then Tim will report directly to the chair of the subsequent votes. So I would like to take this opportunity now to call for nominations for chairperson of the board, and I will confirm that each trustee nominated confirms their acceptance of the nomination by asking, do you accept? So first order of business, I call for nominations for the position of chair. Trustee Wilkinson.
I'd like to nominate Charlene McKay for the position of chair, please.
Thank you, Trustee Wilkinson. Trustee McKay, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
I will call for further nominations for the chair of the board. Trustee Brzovic?
No, I was gonna second. I didn't know if we needed a seconder for the nomination.
Nope.
Okay, I'd forgotten. Thank you.
So I will call for nominations for the position of chair of the board for a second time. I will call nominations for the position of chair of the board for a third time. Being that there's no further nominations for the position of chair, the nominations now are closed, and Trustee McKay will be declared the chair of the board by acclamation. And congratulations, Chair, and I will turn it over to you.
Hi, Sapkesh Qualifwa. That moves us to the election of the vice chairperson. So I will now call for nominations for the position of vice chairperson of the board. Stephanie?
I'd like to nominate Jessica Stanley.
Thank you. Jessica, do you accept?
I do, thank you.
Thank you. So I'll now call for nominations for the position of vice chairperson of the board for a second time. And now I'll call for a third time. So being no further nominations for the position of vice chairperson of the board, nominations are closed and Trustee Stanley will be declared the vice chairperson of the board by acclamation. Congratulations. So we will move to election of the business committee chairperson. I now call for nominations for the chairperson of the business committee. I got two people on my screen. Chantel. You're muted.
Thank you. I would like to nominate Trustee Keller, Greg Keller, for the position of chair of the business committee.
Thank you. Greg, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I will call for nominations for the position of chairperson of the business committee for a second time. And again for the third time. Being no further nominations for the position of chairperson of the business committee, nominations are closed and Trustee Keller will be declared chairperson of the business committee by acclamation. Congratulations, Greg. Moving into election of the business committee of the business committee vice chairperson, pardon me. I now call for nominations for the position of vice chairperson of the business committee. Greg?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Trustee O'Neill.
Okay, thank you. Chantel, do you accept the nomination?
I do, with thanks to my nominator.
Thank you. I'll now call for nominations for the position of vice chairperson of the business committee for a second time. And for a third time. Being no further nominations for the position of vice chairperson of the business committee, nominations are closed and Trustee O'Neill will be declared the vice chairperson of the business committee by acclamation. Congratulations, Chantal. We now move to the election of the education committee chairperson. So I call for nominations for the position of chairperson of the education committee. Jessica?
I'd like to nominate Tanya Berzovich.
Thank you. Tanya, do you accept the nomination?
I do, with thanks to my nominator.
Thank you. I'll call for nominations for the position of chairperson of the education committee for a second time. And for a third time. Being no further nominations for the position of chairperson of the education committee, nominations are closed and Trustee Berzovich will be declared chairperson of the education committee by acclamation. Congratulations, Tanya. Number 10 on our agenda this evening is election of Education Committee Vice Chairperson. I now call for nominations for the position of Vice Chairperson of the Education Committee. Tanya?
I'll nominate Trustee Higginson, please.
Thank you. Stephanie, do you accept the nomination?
I do, thank you.
Thank you. I call for nominations for the position of Vice Chairperson of the Education Committee for a second time and for a third time. Being no further nominations for the position of Vice Chairperson of the Education Committee, nominations are closed and Trustee Higginson will be declared the Vice Chairperson of the Education Committee by acclamation. Congratulations, Stephanie. Number 11 on our agenda this evening is the election of a BCSTA Provincial Councillor. I now call for nominations for the position of BCSTA Provincial Councillor. Jessica?
I'd like to nominate Elaine Wilkinson, please.
Thank you. Elaine, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you. I call for nominations for the position of BCSTA Provincial Councillor for a second time and for a third time. Being no further nominations for the position of BCSTA Provincial Councillor, nominations are closed and Trustee Wilkinson will be declared the BCSTA Provincial Councillor by acclamation. Congratulations, Elaine. Moving into section 12 of our agenda this evening. Election of BCSTA Provincial Councillor alternate. The chairperson, I'll now call for nominations for the position of BCSTA Provincial Councillor alternate.
Hi.
Hi. Stephanie, go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to nominate Trustee Stanley, please.
Okay, thank you. Jessica, do you accept the nomination?
I do, thank you.
Great, thank you. I call for nominations for the position of BCSTA Provincial Councillor alternate for a second time and for a third time. Being no further nominations for the position of BCSTA Provincial Councillor alternate, nominations are closed and Trustee Stanley will be declared the BCSTA Provincial Councillor alternate by acclamation. Congratulations, Jessica. That concludes all of the positions that the Board of Education votes on and goes through the process of each year during their annual general meeting. And I will just take a moment to congratulate everyone. I look forward to spending another year with you as we all continue the work that we've been undertaking, and I'm looking for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Moved by Chantel and seconded by Jessica. Anyone opposed to adjournment? With no objection, the motion carries and the meeting's adjourned at 5:16. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.